say an original novel, written say in English or say in Hindi for that matter? How do you compare that?
Yeah, firstly, I'd like to start with congratulating you, Abhay. You've done a fantastic job.
Thank you.
And thanks, Murtaza, for that introduction. So when I was reading his book, from the perspective of writing a small summary of it, which would be read by many people on the net or the magazine. So what really, touched the chord was how simple life was then. And some of those things still are there, Well, there are things that are contemporary, I agree with everyone, but they were very simplistic attitudes of people, simplistic ways of handling things. Those things are kind of lost now because there's so much of competition, everybody wants to go ahead, there is so much of awareness, you want things. That wasn't there in that erstwhile Bihar, or erstwhile any city of India for that matter. In the colonial time, I think we Indians were a bit reticent of any kind of change. We didn't know where we kind of fit in. We were trying our best to be somewhere, and that's why I think that Rai Bahadur Khitab, what it was called, or the title was so important. That look, guys, I'm there, I'm all right, I'm okay. I'm not somebody, from the trees, just drop down. So I think that was more of an individuality that people were looking at, some kind of a placement they were looking at in the society. So the book is also a tongue-in-cheek of the social milieu, how things were shaping up. And what I feel very important is, I think you should also push it big time on social media, because unfortunately our younger generation doesn't read. You have to really push them to read. If they read their course books, you are more than grateful, And reading storybooks, they read something, okay, there was a Harry Potter time, and they'll read something about Percy Jackson, and then moving on to some kind of literature. They read in pockets. Our generation worldwide had a more, I would say open perspective to gathering knowledge, and libraries played a big role, books played a big role. So I think as a journalist, what I tried to do is write a story, give a summary of it as best as I could in print or in the online, that, while you're frisking through, you might just say, okay, let me just read. So I think more and more stories should come out like this. As she said, of the indigenous, lands, there are so many rich pieces of work across India, across the globe, and now that through technology, globally we are also connected. It is very easy to reach out to people, and translations, yes, have a fantastic future. So all the best in your endeavors. I think you should do more of these works, and I shall write for you.
Thank you.